Alright, this is the introduction for the Ideal GasLaw lab, and I will admit this is the one lab where you may have some difficulty doing it because it involves a Flash plugin. So I'm just going to go through all the steps right here in case you can't get it to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to this guy right here. I had to use Microsoft Edge to get this to work, not something I do every day. And what it does is it says, okay, take a look at this guy, and what we're going to do is we're going to mess around with the volume, and we're going to change the volume by 0.2 liter increments all the way up to 2 liters. So go ahead and record the pressure and the volume. Go ahead and record the pressure and the volume. Pause and record. Okay, that was pretty straightforward. So now let's go back to the lab. Some questions for you to answer, and this is the simulation. Of course, Boyle's law works. What it now says to do is to change the gas to argon and repeat the process. I'm going to do it backwards, but you kind of can do it forward if you want. So let's go ahead and change the gas to argon. Does look like it's a little bit bigger and a little bit slower, doesn't it? And now we're going to go down by 2. Down by 2. And now you should have all those values. So let's go back to the lab. Some questions for you to answer. Now it says go ahead and mess around with the temperature and repeat the process. So I'm going to go back to this guy right here. It says turn the temperature down to 150. And now we're going to mess around with the volume again. Okay. Now some more questions for you to ask, and now we're going to take a look at the pressure-temperature relationship. So a couple things for you to think about. We're going to open up the same simulation, so I'm just going to open up a different version of it. So it goes back to helium. Now it says, okay, go around and mess around with the temperature, keeping all the other things constant. And this one doesn't tell me any particular range, so I'll leave it up to you to pause and record, some mess around with my temperature. And that should do us. So now what we're going to do is we're going to extrapolate downwards. We kind of got a curve that looked like that. And we say, when is the pressure going to be equal to 0? I don't know if you noticed, but the particles were slowing down as I cooled them off. And they're no longer going to be able to bang into the sides of the glass if they are at absolute 0. So let's see if we can extrapolate downwards and figure out when that temperature should be. You know what it should be. It should be negative 273 degrees Celsius or 0 Kelvin.